Hey guys, and welcome to another video of The Guide. I'm Benjamin, also known as Taz, and in the last tutorial I talked about the first touch fake shot. This time is also about a fake shot variation, but it's the fake shot stop. And this skill move is in my personal top 3 of the most used skill moves in FIFA 20, but also in the last couple of years, because it's very easy to execute. Basically every player in a team is able to do it, and it's also good in accomplishing two things. One is to regain control over certain situations so that you don't lose ball possession, and the second one is to create space in the box to then either have a shot on goal or to play a pass to the teammate. And in this video I'm going to explain obviously how to do it, but then also how you can identify the different situations, the scenarios, so that you're able to use the fake shot stop to success. But before we come to that, I want to briefly talk about our Patreon campaign. Patreon is a way how you can support us and also get some benefits. Recently we changed the Gold Supporter benefit that we randomly draw someone and he gets an individual gameplay analysis. This is a video with a length of about 30 minutes. In this video we break down an entire gameplay at which we explain what you could have done better in the most crucial situations of the game, but also identify general leaks in your game that occur more often. Such a personal gameplay analysis can be incredibly helpful in improving your game. On the upcoming Tuesday, 14th of January, we are going to draw the first winner, and at the moment we don't have anyone submitted a gameplay. So if you're the only one submitting a gameplay here, you have pretty good chances to get drawn. If this sounds interesting for you and you also want to support us in our efforts in providing you helpful videos for FIFA, you just have to do the following steps. Register at Patreon, enroll as a Gold Supporter, which is $5 per month, and then submit a gameplay under the post. As we have to catch up a bit with the gameplay analysis, you have several chances of getting drawn in the next couple of weeks. And now let's start with a fake shot stop. As always, we start with the input for the move itself. As the fake shot is such a versatile move, I explained the input quite often in other videos, but here it is another time. You power up by pressing the shooting or crossing button, and then in quick succession you press the passing button to cancel this action. This will lead to the fake shot animation. To do a fake shot stop, you have to be moving in a direction before you start with the input. Then you do the input as previously explained, and in the moment of the execution you let loose of the left stick to get him in the neutral position. Now the player does a fake shot which lets the player standing still, so he stops immediately on the spot, which can be very powerful. Why? We are going to explain this in the next section. When you move in FIFA, you always have to consider the physical momentum when you do direction changes. This means when you move in one direction and you then change your direction, the direction change can't just be performed directly so that the player immediately runs in full speed in the other direction. The player has to decelerate his speed and then accelerate in the other direction. This is just physics. Depending on the concrete way of performing this change in direction, this leaves you with longer phases at which you don't have a ball contact. This is extremely bad, because having no ball contact for a longer time means you can't do anything with the ball. In the video description you can find a link to a tutorial video which explains why ball contacts and the frequency of it are one of the most important things in FIFA. The fake shot stop is arguably the most efficient way to reset your physical momentum. You do the fake shot stop and your player stops on the spot, leaving you in a complete neutral position. Now you can follow up in every direction quite easily, without any long pauses of ball contacts. So the fake shot stop is a way to initiate a direction change, but without committing to the direction change too early or too drastic. Getting in this neutral position after the fake shot stop gives you a lot of power. You can regain control over certain situations in which you run in high speed but don't have any good options in the direction that you run to. Without the fake shot stop, you would have to commit to a certain direction but be unsure whether the opponent is going to read it, resulting in a loss of ball possession. With a fake shot stop, you decelerate super quick and then you follow it up whatever the most promising is after the stop. Now we are going to present you some typical scenarios at which the fake shot stop is a good option. The first one is basically what I described earlier. You're running in a certain direction, but you notice that you don't have any good options available in that direction anymore, but you have an opponent nearby in front of you, which can become problematic. Therefore, you use the fake shot stop to regain control over the situation, going for a quick stop. This stop makes new options available, because you can quickly turn and shift your game in a different direction. The second scenario is quite similar. You run in that direction, but you feel this could be a dead end for you because you don't have any options. This time your opponent isn't in front of you, but is chasing you from behind. Because he's chasing you, it is super hard for him to challenge you when you stop on the spot. He would have to exactly anticipate this move, and even then it's super hard to hit the challenge perfectly as a defender. So that's why most of the time you will see your opponent overcommitting with a player that is chasing and running past by you. So when your opponent is behind you chasing, the fake shot stop is a neat trick to get out of this sticky situation, regain control, and afterwards continue your play in a different direction. So far, most of the examples were on the wing, because these are the areas that you tend to have high pace on. But the fake shot stop can be also valuable in the box for chance creation. Here you can use the fake shot stop to get rid of the opponent player which is chasing you from behind or also to your side. While the fake shot stop in the midfield is mainly used to have a quick stop, doing it in the box brings another benefit. With this move you actually fake a shot, and since you're in the box you can lead the opponent to think that you're going to have a shot on goal. This makes the fake even more powerful, because the defender has to commit even harder to get his body into the shooting lane to block the shot. And also he can't tackle as aggressively, since inside the box he is at risk to give away a penalty. This contributes massively to the effectiveness of this move inside the box. And as you could have seen from the examples in the background, you can use the fake shot stop to create room inside the box to then set up a finish with the same player or playing a pass to another teammate. The fake shot stop is great to get control over a situation, but we also have to touch the topic on how to continue after the move. Most of the time you won't be able to get rid of the defender entirely, but instead he will still be rather close afterwards. Take a look at this situation. I enter the box, but I don't have a very good shooting angle and the defender is really close and doesn't leave me any space to set up a good finish. In the background I see my teammate and I want him to get involved. So I use the fake shot stop and by this I create some space. Here I then turn to the left after the move to be able to play the pass to my teammate and score. Easy. Same opponent, only 10 minutes later. I have a very similar situation. I get into the box, defender really close by. Once again I use the fake shot stop. This time I don't turn to the left to the inside, but instead go to the right. And as you can see by the defender's movement, I was able to surprise my opponent by that. Once again, I have a passing lane to my teammate and bang, score. So what's the point of me showing you that? Especially in these 1 vs 1 situations inside the box, I have to vary how I continue after the fake shot stop. The first time I went to the left to play the pass, the second time I went to the right. You have to balance the actions that you choose. If you're interested in learning more about this topic, this is covered in more detail in our online course. You can find the link in the video description. Here you can see an example at which I chose the wrong option how I continue after the fake shot stop, because my opponent anticipated my next move and I lost the ball because of this. Sometimes you can do the fake shot stop and then just continue to go in the same direction, because your opponent thinks you will turn around. Varying the follow-up direction after the fake shot stop is key to keep the move fresh. At the end, we would like to share a variation of this move. We haven't mentioned it specifically so far, but you might have noticed that when you perform a fake shot stop, your player is always going to do it in a way that ends up him facing towards the goal. Okay, cool. This is something that you have to keep in mind when you use the fake shot stop. But you also have the option to modify the direction of the fake shot stop, so that you can decide in which direction you end up facing. For this, you press the R1 or RB button while you perform the input of the fake shot stop, and instead of letting the left stick go to the neutral position, you use it to determine the direction at which you end up. This only works when you hold the R1 or RB button at the same time. Otherwise, you're going to do a normal fake shot in that direction and no stop. I have seen this variation used by pro players, for example Tex or #Shory, but in general the use of it is very rare. And because it's that rare, most of the opponents don't know how to react properly to it, since the position at the end is different and this changes potential follow-ups or offers completely new ones. Because you can freely determine with the left stick in which direction you end up. It offers a ton of possibilities. You can shield the ball with your back to the opponent to then exit with a scoop turn to the side. Having so many different possibilities is good, but can also be a downside, since it can overwhelm you or it's hard to process in the moment which direction would be the best. I have to admit that so far I wasn't able to really include this technique in my arsenal on a regular basis. I try it from time to time, but most of the time I stick to the classic execution. So using this variation of the fake shot stop has a lot of potential, but it does make the move, which is in its classic variation very straightforward, more complicated, and you would have to practice with these variations quite a lot. So that's why we call this a pro tip. The fake shot stop is a very powerful move. You can use it to regain control in a situation in which you have some pressure from your opponent, but it can also give you the surprising factor to create a chance to score a goal. The ability to get from a full sprint into a complete stop in such an easy and quick fashion shouldn't be underestimated. FIFA isn't always about rushing down the lane or doing everything as fast as possible. Actually, it's very empowering to get in that stop position, because you then have full control. Sometimes I do the fake shot stop, and after that I just wait for 1 or 2 seconds and do nothing. I want to see what my opponent is going to offer me. Here lies the real power of this move. The fake shot stop is nothing too fancy, but we hope that with this tutorial we were able to give you an understanding about the potential that this move has. If this video was helpful, please drop a like and also share it with your friends. Don't forget to follow and activate notifications to see more helpful videos like this. We would also like to thank our Patreon elite supporters. If you want to support our channel and also get some cool benefits, check out the link to our Patreon site in the video description. Thanks for your attention, keep a clean sheet, I'm out.